Hey everyone, it's Lori. Hello, hello. Welcome to Live Stream with Lori. Guys, hope you are amazing, and I am, as always, excited to get with you tonight. And tonight we're going to talk about how to honor yourself. Quite the big deal, and it's actually an enormous topic. But today I want to drill it down to 4 really important things so that you can take away some thoughts and some wisdom and some inspiration so that you can really look at honoring yourself, because it is absolutely that important. And I'm excited about tonight's topic because, like I said, it is huge and it is enormous for your energy, your vibration, your frequency. And I always say these things. I say self-worth comes first. I say you are your first vibration. So if you want to manifest money, if you want to manifest love, if you want to manifest joy, if you want to manifest more bliss, if you want to manifest the outside things in life, you have to look at it like, wow, where do those manifestations actually become generated through? And it's you. So, people oftentimes come to the work and I say, look, this is where personal transformation meets manifestation, right? The work of intentional creation. But we really do that for a reason. I'm very deliberate in why so many years ago I've been coaching, and I'll tell you my story in a little bit, but I've been coaching for about 24 years, and there really is a reason why I united personal transformation with the work of intentional manifestation. And so, but I always focus on you. I always focus on your frequency. And why? Because you are your first vibration. You are the energy, the magnifying glass through which all other manifestations are created, my dears. So when I come to you with topics like the revolution of you, when I come to you with topics like how to be unwavering, when I come to you with topics like how to honor yourself, it's because I want to help you become that crystalline, beautiful essence, right? Divine essence that you really are, and stand in your most powerful shoes as the creator of your life, as the creator of your reality. So that is our work, and that's our work tonight. We're going to talk about how to honor yourself. I've got 4 very simple things that I want you to keep in mind. If you are new to me, I'm Lori. I am the creator of the Manifestation 100. I'm the coach who created this back in, I think, 2014. I have been coaching for about 24 years, and it has been quite a journey and quite an unfolding, if I don't say so myself. So I want to talk about really like how to deeply honor yourself tonight. My background is as a counselor, a therapist, and a social worker. And so you are going to hear sprinklings, as of course you will, of my background in the field. And, I don't separate, my coaching world from my counseling world per se, because I really do feel like all of those years in the field of counseling prepped me for the depth of what we'd be working on in your personal transformation journey, and your spiritual journey, and your manifestation work. I really do feel like those things were, that was a path I was supposed to walk. It was a hard path, but it was a path I felt I really needed to walk, to do the work that I do with you guys in the way that I do it, so that I can honor your minds and your bodies and your spirits. So, and then I didn't come with you just with, a bag of tricks. Because I always say, this isn't about like tricking the universe, right? This isn't about tricking the universe to do your bidding and thinking in a certain way just to get what you want temporarily. This really is about a total transformation of self, the way that I see it, so that you stand in your most powerful shoes as you live your life, so that you are empowered and, really truly begin to love who you are in a different kind of way. And when you do, there's this interesting cascade of things that happen. It's like when you love yourself, when you stand in your worthiness, when you heal the things that need to be healed, when you pull up your spiritual bootstraps, when you sometimes even get gritty, right? And have boundaries, for example. When you go to those places, life starts to change just a little bit. And it isn't because you pushed yourself around, it's because you became more of who you really are. And as you guys know, Goddess is open for registration right now, and that program really is about embodying, the divine light that you are, the divine frequency that you are, the divine love that you are. And some of that program is absolutely about the human journey of, honoring yourself. And we are going to talk about that tonight. So I'm very excited to talk to you about honoring yourself, because I believe that you are all goddesses. And I believe that you deserve to be loved by yourself in a certain way. And I believe that you deserve to hold yourself in a better way, in a different way, in a kinder way. I tease you guys all the time, and I say, I have a PhD. I got a PhD in unworthiness, 100%, and it almost like brings up something in me, because I can touch that part of me that felt weakened. I can touch that part of me that tolerated too much, that struggled, that felt like the world's doormat sometimes. And it took me a while, to kind of like create a new pattern. But I did, I did. And over the years, and over my time as a coach, and over working with so many of you, we really have developed a way, I believe, to, take back your power and really stand in a version of yourself that helps you not only be who you want to be, but create the reality that you want to live. So we don't just like teach intention setting, and we don't just do vision boards here. We really look at like the whole person, the whole you, and be like, you know what? I want to love me more. And while I remember one day this woman said to me, you teach this self-love stuff. I probably could have gotten this from the inside of a McCall's magazine. And I was like, gut punch. But she really didn't really like get that when you learn to do this work in such a way that it isn't like, I just need to love myself more. It means I need to go to the depths of who I am. I need to connect with my inner being. I need to connect with my worthiness. I need to stand in my wholeness. It's a whole different ballgame. And while sometimes the work is really literally about, doing those smaller things, it really is about a bigger game. And it is about being who you want to be to create the life that you want to live. And that could be, manifesting more money, or the wealth, or the career that you want to manifest. It could be about manifesting love in your life. It could be becoming a vibrational match to soulmate. It could be about, letting go of things that aren't serving you anymore, So that PhD in unworthiness that I talk about, I'm grateful for, because I think I earned it around, my early teen years. And I had a solid run with it for quite some time. But I've really learned over time to like heal that and stand in who I am now and create my reality from that. So I want to invite you guys to do the same. And most of my coursework has so much of these threads in it. Goddess is very specific to this journey of becoming, of, embodying your divine frequency, embodying your divine light, and really doing, can't even talk tonight, doing the journey and the processes to help get you there. And that's both through the, not therapy, but therapeutic lens, but also the energetic lens, and also the energy work lens. And if you guys get my messages in my emails, you got a message today that talked about, for ceremonies that we're going to embark upon that I'm super excited about. And I hope you can join me. So if you want to learn more about Goddess, y'all, put hashtag Goddess in the chat below, and we will send you information. We'll just drop you a quick link. We're starting on Friday, and I am like over the moon excited about this journey with this group of powerful women and what is going to occur in this space. So with that said, we are talking about like how to honor ourselves. And obviously, I want to give you some vibes on this. I want to give you some pieces on this, because it's such an important topic. When I was in college, one of my professors was like, hey, you're going to have to do this presentation. I was like, okay. And it turned out to be, and it was a communications class, and it turned out to be, honest to God, one of my first personal growth presentations ever. And my parents were always into, Wayne Dyer, and I had cassette tapes like laying all over the car, and I would like listen to Wayne Dyer with my parents as we drove down the road. And I was like, Mom, I've got to do a presentation on relationships. And she was like, oh, I've got some cassette tapes for you to get some ideas from, you can get some quotes from, all these other authors. And I'm like, okay. And so I plugged in a tape deck series, cassette tape series. And it was Gary Smalley on relationships. And he was talking about honoring others in relationship. And he said, when if you'd walk into a room and someone would be holding this antique Stradivarius violin, you'd be like, oh, wow. And you'd stand there with some awe and with some reverence of this like amazing piece before you. And he said, that's how you should treat your spouse or your partner. And I sat there that day and I thought to myself, that's maybe how we should treat ourselves. And so I was in the midst back then of earning that PhD, because I was about, I don't know, I was probably a sophomore or something in college, maybe a junior at University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. And I gave that presentation, and the whole class said to me, and I was only 23, you should be a motivational speaker. And I was like, I don't know about that. Anyway, so fast forward, you know how things turn out. So that happened, but I've always been very sensitive to this word about honor and how important it is really to honor like yourself. And if you guys are in some of the academy, or if you've taken any classes from me, you know that I talk a lot about the frequency of awe and the frequency of worthiness and the frequency of honoring and how to tap into that. But tonight I want to give you like this overview of just a touch of like honoring yourself, because there's a difference between I love myself and I deeply love myself to I really, really like honor myself. And it's like honor is like deep self-love and appreciation and standing in your worthiness, even with a touch of awe. Can you feel that in the frequency? It's really, really profound. So I say, right, you got to lean into this frequency of your worthiness, and you have to lean into this frequency of honoring yourself. And when you do, you become something different and you attract something different to your life. Because every single time you shift, life shifts. Every single time I can look at my life or I can look at myself and be like, am I honoring myself? Not so much. So just recently, Tim and I have a conversation and I'm like, whoa, we're not sleeping very good at night. And I'm like, I think it's coffee. We're going to just give up later afternoon coffee. And it's not like, a chore to do it, because it really is like honoring yourself. Last night I wanted a cup of coffee because I just like the coffee, and we have this little like coffee clutch at 7:00 at night, and it's so sweet and so wonderful. He's like, we should switch to tea. But even those things can be very honoring. And so we've been without coffee in the early evening hours, of the later afternoon hours. We've been without coffee for a while, and it really is very honoring of our energy. So anyway, fast forward to, the work that I want to talk to you about tonight, because there's all kinds of ways to talk about this and all kinds of things that I could dip into, but just to like get it on the head of a pin for you, I want to talk about, honoring yourself, but not like going to the place that when you don't, that you beat yourself up. Like if I had that cup of coffee, I wouldn't say to you, gosh, now I think that you need to beat yourself up because you didn't like stick to that. But I want to like always say, come back to honoring yourself, because it's a frequency, and it's a very powerful vibration, and it's one that you choose, and it's one that you be, and it's one that you practice, and it's one that can become a habit. So if you make honoring yourself a habit, right, you are really doing amazing things. So raise your hand if you can feel me on this. Tell me if this is resonating, because there is a difference when you really shift to, today I honor myself. Today I stand in this choice to honor myself. So let me know if this resonates. And let me know what you're willing to do as I talk about honoring yourself, what you're willing to do to show up to yourself today, which is an important piece. Okay. So number one way to honor yourself. Yes. Okay. Let me know. Yeah. Send me some hearts if this resonates with you. And if this is a place that you need to go. Number one, I want you to think about what self-acceptance would look like. Okay. So self-acceptance, I accept myself exactly who I am, where I am, and as I am. Who I am, where I am, as I am. A lot of people come to me and they say, Lori, I don't know that I should be where I am. And I'm like, well, you're here, so you must be. What's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? And if you want to make it better, let's talk about what's next. Let's not talk about where you think you should be, because that puts you where you don't want to be. Does that make sense? So it's like forward motion thinking is what makes our life move forward. And how does it show up? It shows up in the magic. It shows up in the synchronicity. It shows up in so much opportunity. It shows up in breadcrumbs falling from the sky, right? One right after another, after another, after another, just like I say in my credo. So I want you to look at like acceptance of who you are and where you are. What did I say? What was the third one? Who you are, where you are. What did I just say? Oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. But look at like self-acceptance on a very broad scale. It's not just like, most people come at it like this. I have to accept all my faults. Right? That's really not all self-acceptance is, because if I say to you, well, I just need you to accept all your faults and all your messiness, yes to that, but it doesn't like, there's a lot of resistance in I have to accept my faults. It's like, I accept where I am, who I am, and the other one I said. Why can't I remember that now? Jesus. Oh my God. Somebody tell me what I just said. Stacey, you got oh my God. All right, I have to accept myself. Dang it. I can't even open that space. Oh, who I am, where I am, as I am. Okay, who I am, as I am, where I am. Okay, so thank you for that. Who I am, where I am, as I am. And it is not about let me accept the faults, it's let me accept me now. And that will propel you forward, okay? So I have lots to say about self-acceptance, but I want you to start there. Number two, how can I honor myself? Be honest with yourself. Whoa, that is a big one. Self-honesty, right? So one of the things that I am incredibly good at most of the time, I'm incredibly good at going, I am honest with where I'm at. And if I'm in a vibratory state, or if I'm in a place of funk, or I'm in a bad space, or I am doing one of these things, that's okay. But I am really, really good and really, really quite honest with myself. Because the minute that you can be honest with yourself, and feel me on this, is the minute that you can take full responsibility for where you're at. And when you take full responsibility for where you're at, even when you feel those moments of out of alignmentness, you're standing in your power. Because if you own it all, if you're honest about it all, you can have it all. So I want you to be like, willing to look at the thoughts that you think that weaken you. I want you to be willing to look at the energetic habits, even if that's, drinking coffee at night that don't serve you. I want you to be willing to look at that and say, does that work for me? Is that working for me? Is holding on to this stuff working for me, or is it creating more of the same? And we tend to want to create more of the same because it's comfortable, it's what we think we know, it's what we've been taught, rather than saying, this isn't working, I'm just going to do it different. So there's power in self-honesty, and I want to encourage you to go there 100%. One question you can ask yourself, because this is like layered, right? This is a very, there's so many pieces in this umbrella. But one of the things that you can ask yourself is what do I need? Honestly, how do I need to be honest with myself, right? How am I needing to be honest? So it requires, there's this piece about soul searching here, right? That is wonderful because it's in the awareness that there's awakening. And I say that all the time. And I believe that it's in your honesty that you'll choose an expansion. You can be honest and choose to like step back from it and be like, I'm not ready. And that's okay. Connection. And that's okay too. But at least you're honest with yourself. If there is anyone that you need to be honest with, it is you. Okay. How to honor yourself. Number 3. I want you to think about this. Self-treatment. Okay. This is like, how do I treat myself? Do I come at myself with big judgment? Do I come at myself with tons of criticism? Do I come at myself with an inner chatter that is hurtful? Am I hard on myself? Do I not forgive myself? Do I hold myself in patterns of not enoughness? Do I look for ways that I'm not worthy? Right? Where am I? And how do I treat me? That is a kind of a sticky place to go. So you could say, I need to look at this like I need to honor myself and not do those things. But also I have to look at how I'm treating myself. Like, is it a spa day today? I need to, I need to say self-treatment. That looks like the flip side of that is that I'm treating myself, that I'm kind to myself, that I pamper myself, that I'm forgiving with myself. You feel that? So self-treatment isn't always about like how I'm not being good to me. The other side of that, which is the spiral up, dear goddesses, is definitely how can I treat myself today? How am I willing to do that? And for me, treatment might even look like I'm going to sleep tonight because there's no coffee in this little one's body past 6 o'clock tonight or 5 o'clock tonight. So what would be my treatment of myself? Being aware of the treatments that doesn't work for you. Does that resonate, you guys? It's spa day, and that's the treatment. Does that feel good? Tell me if that feels good. My ego loves all the hearts you send. Okay. All right. Number 4, and I had 4 things for you. This is so powerful. I want you to feel into what feels aligned to me. Okay? Does it feel aligned? The question that you get to ask yourself anytime, all the time, in this very moment, present moment awareness, is this aligned? So I have this like really magical story that before we created this house and manifested this divine unfolding, which was magnificent, we were working on manifesting a different house. And so crazy enough, there was this stuff going on in that transaction. And I remember feeling like, and I even said it out loud, didn't I, Tim? I remember feeling like this is not aligned. And so number 4 is do what feels aligned. So you probably think like, well, maybe what happened? So I said to Tim, this is a misaligned sale. And he said, okay. And I said, I am going to back out. But you can go see if you can get it to line up. And then I'll feel into it and see where we're at. And so it was this like little thing. We are such amazing manifestors together. We really are amazing manifestors together. And so I'm like, this is a misaligned sale. It's crazy. I'm out. But you can go ahead and see if it can line up. Because I can't pour anything more onto this. So I need to remove my energy and actually see if it lines up, or I need to remove my energy and honor my intuition and honor what feels aligned. And so I pulled out, and he persevered a little bit and didn't really line up. But what lined up was this in very short order. I don't know, 2 days maybe. It was incredible. It was very fast. And it really felt deeply honoring for me to just step back, and he honored me too. And it felt honoring for me to say, dance around that a little bit, but I'm going to remove myself. But what came of it was this amazing, even as a couple, dance. And the universe said, Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna give you guys like what you're manifesting, and here it is, served up on a like massively silver platter. So I wanna encourage you, like, what feels aligned to you in any given moment. It's how I build 98% of my business. When I feel aligned, I offer you things that feel aligned. Goddess is one of those things. Academy is one of those things. When I feel inspired, when I feel aligned, when I feel moved, when it feels good, then I know I'm honoring myself. And sometimes it comes with this little energy that is a little faster than I can sometimes take. But I trust the process. And I say, okay, this is moving really fast and I need to honor myself. What would that look like? Knowing that I'm in kind of, what do I want to say, energy management. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me know if this is helpful, because you can ask yourself, does this feel aligned at any given moment? And if it doesn't, pull back. If it doesn't, step back. If it doesn't, take this like sacred pause moment and be like, I'm just gonna let this all go for a minute and just like let what needs to be sorted out, sort out, so the universe can bring me what I really, really, really want. And really what it comes from is this, the depths of honoring yourself and holding yourself. So my belief about myself is, well, I'm a goddess creator, right? My belief about myself is, well, we can create anything, and certainly I can create anything, and certainly we really can create some magnificent things. But it's like, it comes down to you, you know, it comes down to you. And so I believe about myself that I can call from the ethers the things that I desire. And that is including love in my life. That is including healing. And that is including things working out in my favor. That is including things like houses or, you know, cars for my kids that seem to drop out of nowhere on Christmas Eve. That's a whole nother story. We manifested a car on Christmas Eve. So there's all kinds of ways like you can, you know, do what feels aligned, but I want to just like let you like feel into that as a way of deeply honoring yourself, because when you're doing things that aren't feeling aligned, I mean, holy smokes, we're really like swimming, you know, upstream, and it's not very easy. So the whole piece of honoring yourself is to get in alignment with your most powerful self. It's to get in alignment with your inner being. It's to get in alignment with your goddess self. It's to get in alignment with your quantum self, right? The you that creates worlds, the you that creates realities, the you that you want to step up into to create the level of joy in your life that you want to create. That's the purpose. That's why we do what we do. So to be in this honoring of self, do you feel the frequency of that? Right? It is like completely, as I move down these things, to be in such deep self-acceptance and to be like showing up so honestly with yourself, to be in treatment of self, like this is emotional, spiritual spa day. How am I willing to treat myself? Also knowing how I'm not willing to treat myself ever again. That's what it's like to deeply honor you and to do what feels aligned. I could go on for hours and hours and hours about this, because, you know, to be honoring of yourself is to be standing in your most powerful shoes as the creator of your reality, is to be healing the things that don't serve you, is to be holding yourself, nurturing yourself, being with yourself differently. Yeah. And it's a journey. I mean, am I 100% there? No. Am I a work in progress? Of course. Of course. But I will look back and say I didn't get that PhD in unworthiness for no reason. I got the PhD in unworthiness so I could go get another PhD in worthiness, right? In worthiness, in deep honoring of self, in the frequency of deep self-love, in the development of yourself. So I want to bring those things to you. Let me know if that's helpful for you, my dears. Let me know if that helps, because honestly, if you walk down these 4 things today, they're so simple, and you can just ask yourself the question, how can I accept myself today? How am I willing to be honest with myself today? How am I willing to be in good, beautiful, amazing, goddessy treatment of myself today in the name of deep self-love and appreciation? And how am I willing because we have to rewire the brain. And how am I willing to do what feels aligned in only that? So I really believe in the work, and I've seen powerful things come from it. I believe that you are all goddesses. I believe in you deeply. I think that there is not anything that you cannot be or do or have or create. You just have to start, and you have to start with yourself, because you are, as always, your first vibration. What you are manifesting through is coming through this amazing, magnificent magnifying glass of you. You are your first vibration. You are your first vibration. I want you to honor that and see how it feels to you. Well, how does that feel? All right, my ladies, here's what's going down. Goddess starts on Friday. It has been an unbelievable journey of launching this new program. It came to me almost a year ago, and maybe even before that, I don't even know, but we walked through some amazing, amazing things, and I hope that it's been helpful for you over the last couple months. It's been magnificent for me, and I cannot tell you like how overjoyed I have been to spend these weeks with you, really diving into the things that matter and the things that make the most difference in your energy and in your emotion and in your spiritual development. I can't tell you, because as we crystallize those, we all expand, and it's kind of amazing. So I want to invite you to Goddess, #Goddess. If you are interested in joining me, we have 4 amazing sacred ceremonies. And I am going to tell them to you right now. Who wants to hear them? I'm going to tell you about the ceremonies, okay? Okay. So one of my coaches, because I always have coaches, and I have always had tons of business coaches since I launched my career solo, meaning no more social worker career. This is many years ago. No more counseling career. I dropped everything, walked full-time into coaching. I've always had a coach. And one of my business coaches said, you want to make it be so that your bonuses are even amazing. And I was like, I would love that somebody would be so inspired to take my program, even if it was like on the bonuses. And so as I'm like developing Goddess, I was like, oh my God, these ceremonies are the best bonuses I have ever rolled out. And I'm so excited. And I'm just so excited about them. So I'm going to pull them up because they're so sassy and beautiful and clarifying, and you're going to understand why we need these ceremonies. So one thing that I do not tell you guys a ton about me, unless you work with me individually, is I am a healer and I do energy work. And for a long time, I did a very specific kind of energy work. And then a few years ago, my guidance descended upon me and they gave me a different frequency. And I won't go into what that is in this very live stream, but I was given this different frequency that flows through me. And no, it is not Reiki, and no, it is not this or that, but it is very Lori. And these ceremonies that I'm going to tell you about in a second, I wish I had been just a touch more prepared, but here we go. These ceremonies will be rich in that frequency. So imagine sacred ceremony meets energy healer, meets Goddess Circle, and it's going to be amazing. So the first ceremony that we're going to be doing together, and all the ceremonies will be on a Sunday night. The first one is the ceremony of infinite enoughness. Whew, feel into that. I'm so excited. The next one is the ceremony of divine overflow. You can imagine what that is. The next one, all on Sunday nights. The next one is the ceremony of sacred money. Feel into that one. And actually, I missed one. Let me back it up. But the next one is the ceremony of torching the attachments. And so that is all about letting go of the things that aren't serving you, including, trauma and toxicity, all the things. So the cool thing about ceremony is that you get to show up and let the energy move you and carry you. And so I don't think I've ever been more excited about a class bonus in the history of my workshops. And I have done dozens of workshops. And this is one of, I am so moved by these that I cannot even tell you. So I want to invite you to it because it's going to be amazing. So ceremony of infinite enoughness, ceremony of torching the attachments, ceremony of divine flow, and the ceremony of sacred money. And I cannot tell you, it's going to be amazing. In addition, we also have like 8 sessions, deep dive sessions of doing the work and, you know, really stepping into your divine frequency, really rising, really holding yourself differently and doing the work to identify that vibration and holding it for yourself so that you become something different. And we are going to take, I believe it's 2 full months to walk through this program. And so it's going to be juicy, juicy, juicy. So tell me your thoughts. Tell me how that feels to you. I'm very excited. If you're on my email list, you guys, you will get this information. If you are not, #goddess and we will get it to you, or you can ask us for it. Message Team Manifests hello, or message me, or we'll get it to you somehow, some way. Email us if you want to, but if you want to get the link, because I don't have the link here, well, you can go to manifestation100.com / we're not going to drop the exact link in, but I'm going to say it. What do you say? It's there. The goddess link or the M link? Okay, so you can message us at the M link, the m.me link, if you want to get information on Goddess. And if you want to type it in, it's manifestation100.com / goddess. So that's what's going down. So I am so excited. I'm almost like overheating right now. Anyway, it's a good thing. And I playfully tell you guys that, but it's like, I'm very excited. So it's going to be so much fun. It's always so much fun doing workshops with you, and I'm just so honored for those of you that are signing up to join me, and I am going to hold space for you like no other. So I'm going to call you back home to yourself and call you back home to your power, and we're going to stand in a really amazing place over the next couple months. So the countdown begins. It starts Friday, and we will go every single Friday for the next 2 months with Sunday ceremony, and I cannot wait. So if you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any thoughts, please let me know. How to honor yourself. Let me know what you took away from this and what you're willing to do for yourself in the next, I don't know, week or day or year or whatever have you. It doesn't matter. All right. You all have a beautiful rest of your week. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye for now.